Let's take.
Free dance. Oh, free dance one. Reminds me that
Let's take.
I started.
There.
Bring us up. Take you rock. I float away from something. When that sun, move right next. My girl's reaching. Bring us up, drinking rock. I float away from a sunset room. Red flag, moonlight night. My ghost reach away to the roof one room.
Let's take
Free dance, oh free dance one. Reminds me that
let's take
I still have.
there.
Bring us up, drinking rock. I float away from a sunset room. Red flag, moonlight night. My ghost reach away to the roof one room. Free dance, oh free dance one. Reminds me that I still have.
The device has been modified. The device has been modified. The device has been
Welcome to the next stage of destiny.
The All-Invitational VII.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the All-Invitational VII. I am, as sometimes, ALLIN Harlock, your master of ceremonies for the evening. Today I'm going to be bringing you another solo cast, which I know you all love to hear as much as I love to do, so apologies for that, but I'm excited because today we've got a really fun group. Not that the previous groups I've casted haven't been fun, but this one I think is going to be the most funnerest of all of them. We've got Group D from Group Stage 2. This is the group with WyScion, Canary, Boo, and Fission in it. So a lot of ZVTs with some very unique players, let's say. Everybody in this group is, I would put them at the top echelons of All-In in terms of skill. So yeah, these should be some exciting games to cast. Oh, and I have a cam today. Hey everybody. So the first series we're going to cast is Fission vs. WyScion in match 1. Then we're going to go to Canary vs. Boo, and you know the drill at this point. So I think that's pretty much all I have to say. Prepping to go into the Fission WyScion match. These two are probably really evenly matched up on paper. They're both super high masters. I think Fission has made grandmasters before. I'm not sure. But yeah, this should be a pretty explosive match. Maybe, you know, until we get to the finals, perhaps the highest skillable match that we'll see. So I'm super excited to get in here and see what happens. So I will see you guys after the break.
WyScion versus Fission.
Alrighty, here we are on Annihilation Station Re, spawning in the bottom left corner. The purple Terran, it is.
Fission.
And spawning in the top right corner of Annihilation Station, the red Zerg, the dank memstress herself, it is.
WyScion.
Alright, well, here we are, game 1. And looks like some shenanigans are already afoot. Fission sending out a very early SCV, perhaps to scout, although let's check out his path. It's not queued over to the main. Oh, and here comes another one. Alright, so a bit of fun in the first game here, and the Rax goes down. Oh, Scion's Overlord very narrowly not scouting it. Will it potentially see the SCV? No, it won't. Okay, so it looks like Scion is going to go for a hatch first off this too, so we saw some proxy shenanigans earlier today in the All-In Thunderdome. Hindenburg not able to hold off a proxy with hatch first. Granted, it was versus Protoss, so it's a little different. So let's see how Scion handles herself here. I mean, 11-11 Rax I think is not as scary as a proxy 2 gate. I feel like it's a lot easier to handle for the Zerg. You have a lot more options. Losing the hatch doesn't necessarily mean you lose the game in ZVT. You can kind of stay on one base for a minute and go for a Ling Bling bust or something like that while his barracks are trying to fly home. I think it kind of, how it shakes out depends kind of on how many bunkers the Terran ends up putting down in your natural. If it's just like the one to confirm the hatch kill and then salvage and leave, that's not so scary. But if it's just like 50 bunkers full of Marines just chilling at your nat, it can be a little hard to break out if you don't have like a Nidus or anything like that. But yeah, Fission putting the bunker down. Scion's still not sure what's going on. I think she hasn't seen Fission's base. She hasn't seen outside her own base. Does she see now? Nope. This hatchery does not know until just this moment. So first bunker almost already done. Forward one getting put up. Fission's already got 3 Marines out here, and he's pulling the boys. He's bringing the boys with him. He does not want to play a real game here. Spine going down in the main for WyScion. I like that. That's going to keep it safe till it's done, and then she can move it down if it looks like there's a chance to save the hatchery. Yeah, a lot of A lot of stuff coming her way right now. More Marines, more SCVs. Let's get the production tab up, maybe. It's been a while. She is going for a Roach Warren, though. Interesting. I tend to prefer to stay on Ling Bling versus kind of stuff, but maybe she's going to go for a counter Roach Rush or something like that. Seems like this hatchery is for sure about to get wrecked, though. She doesn't really even seem to be trying to save it, and you know what? That's okay. It's probably better to just let it die than to lose a bunch of Zerglings and that kind of stuff while you're trying to save it. She does find the racks with her Overlord. Hopefully that Overlord won't get picked off by the Marines about to pop out of there. She's gonna lose a lore that popped out of her natural. That's probably the most annoying part of the proxy barracks is you got to be so mindful of where your Overlords are, and losing some at the wrong time can really just be the death of you. But yeah, it looks like Fission's going for what I was mentioning earlier, just bunkers on bunkers, not letting her escape easily. I mean, not all of these are going to have Marines in them, but it'll still slow her down if she has to, you know, bust them down to try to get through. Yep, he's got a pretty decent amount of Marines, but now he's decided, alright, that's enough, I'm going to go home. Scion's got a handful of roaches out, and not much else. Doesn't look like she's going to go for a quick lair. She does have burrows, or she will very soon, so that's interesting. Wonder what she's going to do with that. Maybe just use some cute burrow micro to keep her small pack of roaches alive. Yeah, I just don't really see her breaking out of this anytime soon, though. Like, with the SCVs, she's going to be able to repair. Oh, she does step forward to try to snipe the SCVs. Burrowing the wounded roaches, very nice. But scan comes out. But is the DPS of the Marines going to be enough to counteract the health regen? It does pick off a single roach. And WyScion didn't get too much done there. Again, burrowing the weakened ones, leaving them behind so that she can recharge their health. And yeah, Fission can't just keep scanning, right? Like, every scan that she baits out here is incredible. So this is a really interesting way to try and deal with this. Control a little less than perfect here, losing another roach, but roach burrow micro is a lot harder than it looks. She has replanted the hatch though, so she's just gonna... Oh, losing another roach. You know, getting some value out of him. She has picked off some workers, but she's not really making much progress in terms of, like, actually breaking out of her own base. Going for a baneling nest and a second gas now is Scion. Fission's second CC is already done and morphing into an orbital. He's got double gas, he's got an NG bay, but not much in the way of tech. It seems like maybe he anticipated some counter-aggression and really just focused on trying to get a solid wall up to defend. Here comes down the factory, finally. And Spinecrawler from WyScion's main does slowly shamble its way down the ramp. There's some weird interaction between spines and bunkers that I've never quite understood, where there are certain angles where spines can get in range of bunkers, but not vice versa or something like that. Oh, looks like they had a recover from replay. Well, thanks Blizzard for that incredible addition to this game. WyScion getting an Overlord picked off over here. She could pop onto this high ground ledge, but maybe she doesn't know. Still no lair for Scion. Fission scan sees everything there is to see. Yeah, here we go. So, got a spine in range of this bunker, but it can't fire back. So, looks like Fission's finally gonna just give up on it and go home. This turret he built, pretty interesting way to try and combat the burrowed roach. Didn't really end up doing a whole lot for him though. Lair getting started for Scion. Fission has landed the second CC at his natural, trying to... oh, naughty supply drop there. That's the TI-7 drinking game. Whenever I catch somebody doing a supply drop, finish your drink. Yeah, it looks like WyScion's just moving across the map with a medium-sized ball of roaches, I'd say. They're still slow roaches because the lair's not done. Can Fission get up a Fort Noxian wall, as Icarus put it earlier in chat, in time to stop the roaches from breaking through? I feel like he's probably going to be okay. He just needs to make sure he has some SCVs up here to repair. But it looks like he is loading in the bunkers. SCVs coming. Oh, the Spidey Pill wasn't finished though. Can't repair an unfinished building. But yeah, maybe WyScion's thinking better of this now. not able to really break through the 3 bunkers, so that's alright. She's taking a quicker third herself. Lair's done, and she's going for Spire, so she's in an alright spot. That's kind of the thing about the 1111 is you feel like all of your stuff is really delayed, but all of the Terran stuff is really delayed too, so you can just kind of, you know, do your normal thing once you get stabilized. And yeah, trying to do some more work with the Brood Roaches. It's cute. I admire her activity with her units. Not getting too much done though. Poop and creep on a potential third over there. Getting an overseer in place to maybe run through and check out what's going on. Siege tank's coming out for Fission. I mean, he's pretty much got to. He's seen the heavy amounts of roaches, so siege tanks are what you want to grab. Spire's almost finished, as is WyScion's third. Just getting some slowling speed is nearly completed, and baneling speed has just been started. Spreading out our overlords a bit, anticipating some drop play, it looks like. But Fission is actually going for Cloak Banshees, not Medivacs. So it looks like he's thinking about mech. I see a barracks floating away here. So that could be potentially interesting. I'd like to see a WyScion versus mech game. Double Evo chambers for Scion. Spire is done. Let's see if how many mutas we're gonna get. She's got enough for about 10. Doesn't have this open supply for it right now. Waiting for some overlords which just popped. There we go. 11 mutas in the mail. Moving across the map with speedlings. Still slow roaches, I think. Have we not got roach speed? I don't think we have. But she is going to clean up the Marines that took out her overlord that was poop and creep on the third there. Cloak Banshee in the main. See how much work's it getting done? It's picked off that queen so far, causing a massive evacuation of the drones to the third though, it looks like, but the mutas have popped out and gonna chase it away and get the kill. Not too much damage taken there from WyScion, just a little bit of lost mining time. Another Banshee moving out across the map. Looks like it might try to go for the third though. But yeah, a lot of mutas already out, so Fission's gotta be careful, throwing down some emergency last second turrets, which look like they'll probably get done before the mutas are able to get across the map. That is a lot of money invested into those turrets though, and those turrets aren't gonna help the third get down. Mutas find the CC, start shooting away at it. It's gotta turn back. This is, I think, what's hard about mech is, you know, you can get really turtled up onto base, but you really just can't safely grab the third until you have a decent sized army. Second Banshee for Fission coming into Scion's third. Spore's already there, so it's kind of trying to wiggle around the outskirts of vision. Getting a drone and another queen, it looks like. Looks like mutas keep trying to poke in at that SCV, but a Thor is chasing it away. Queen in the third does die, and now these drones are ripe for the picking. Scion trying to have them take cover in the extractors near the spore crawler. Another queen walks over from the natural in the main to help pick off the Banshee. So that one was quite a bit more effective, although still I think not as damaging as Fission would have wanted. +1 missile and +1 armor on the way for Scion as she grabs her fourth, and Fission's third is maybe about to land. Did force the mutas to pull back to maybe help deal with that Banshee, but oh, many Thors shooting at these mutas. Yep, Scion's got to get out of there. So that Banshee really, I think, helped Fission more than it seems on paper, because it pulled the army away, let him move his army out safely, land the third. So good moves there. Just kind of goes to show. And yeah, it looks like Scion's figured out this is mech. I'm going to get roaches. I'm getting my roach upgrades. Infestation pit on the way for her. Picking off some Hellions here with the roaches. But she's caught some tanks on siege. This is a great time to take an engagement for her. Thors are blowing up these mutas, something fierce, but the tank count is gone already, and all that's left are these Thors pretty much. Thors and Banshees, which are uncontested since she lost all of her mutas, so that's too bad. But she does reset the tank count, which I think is probably the most important thing. Now, 4 Thors and 3 Banshees are still pretty scary just on their own, but If she can get these 19 roaches out that I see in the production queue, I think she'll be okay. She is going to need something to deal with these banshees, though. More than just, you know, the single queen at a hatch is just not going to cut it. So I think we're going to need to see some more mutas come out. Maybe not a ton, but enough to at least contest the banshees. Still slow roaches I'm seeing. Yeah, not getting the roach speed, which is an interesting tactic. Oh man, banshees targeting down Scion's natural. A couple of queens coming out to try and help it. They can transfuse it. They can transfuse it. They should probably transfuse it. Don't lose it. There you go. Transfuse is coming out. Oh, I'm not sure if it's going to be enough, though. Banshees are juking and jiving. Transfuse, transfuse. There you go. Oh, good micro from both sides here. This is a tense moment. Oh, mutas pop out at the 11th hour, and they are going to shoo away the banshees. Man, that was close. All right. Where are we at here? Scion going to... Looks like she... Wasn't there a fourth here earlier? Looks like it may have gotten canceled and rebuilt over here. Fission building another CC at his third. Gonna fly that away. Go take a fourth. Yep, looks like it. I thought it might be a PF, but doesn't look like it. Fission set himself up for a Hellion run by on the left side. Oh, drones transferring at the worst possible time or best possible time, depending on which player you are. Gonna get all roasted up here. Yep, that's too bad. Mutas have found the flying barracks at the bottom right corner, so that's going to be a little annoying if he wants to make any more factories. Looks like another Hellion run by into the third of WyScion, getting some damage done. Yeah, a good amount, but roaches do intercept and pick them all up. 21 workers killed for Fission, so that's starting to add up a little bit. She's actually down in workers compared to him now. She's down to 40, although a big fat round of drones does pop and evens things up a little bit. Muta's gazing lovingly at Fission's fourth command center that's totally undefended. Here we go. Moving in to take some shots on it. Looks like Fission's going to try and move his mech ball over to defend. If roaches were here waiting for all those tanks to unsiege, she could potentially take a good engagement, but they're still on the wrong side of the map, it looks like. Oh, they're actually in overlords. They're going to be dropped. Wow. What flair, what panache. Where's she going with these overlords? She's going to try to drop in the natural, maybe? There's a lot of turrets on this side of the map. I don't know about this, man. This is a little scary. Zerg drops they can just go so wrong so easily. But we did see an Ultralisk Cavern on the way, so that's going to be nice. To help deal with the mech. Alright, let's see what this drop does. Walking right into sensor towers, so Fission's got to know what's going on with them. He may not know what they are, but based on the speed, he can probably tell they're not mutas. Dropping roaches right onto the third of Fission, taking out a good number of tanks. Thor's just now joining the fight, but all the roaches get out. They get a good number of tank kills, but she's losing a lot of roach. Maybe trying to free up supply, not just reloading with more roaches, it looks like. Banshee is going to finish cleaning all these guys up. Fission reticent to unsiege his tanks, just opting to clean up the roaches with a Banshee and the Thors. Oh, here comes another Hellion run by, but it's completely caught out by the roaches and mutas from Scion. Not going to get a damn thing done, it doesn't look like. So that's too bad. Yeah, I don't know how I rate that drop. It definitely helped reduce the tank count a bit. But Fission is getting his fourth setup now. Mulehammer dropping on it. So I don't know. Let's see. Fission getting the melee upgrades for Ultralisk now that the caverns are done. 3 Ultralisks in the mail. Roaches walking right into a siege tank wall. Get out of there, roaches. Don't want to headbutt into those. Wait for your Ultralisk guides, and some Vipers coming out too. So, Fission Scion getting all the tier 3 attack. That's a good move. More Hellions getting picked off by roaches, and the tiny flock of mutas kind of poised to try to dive into the natural, but you don't want to do that. There is a turret for every muta here, so that's no good. Yeah, I think the points of contention here are this fourth and third. The fourth is not walled off at all, just a couple of tanks protecting it, and most of Fission's army remaining at the third. Can pretty easily swing into the fourth, but it seems like that's going to be the best place to attack. Another Banshee provision coming in, getting a a handful of kills, handful of worker kills. Doing a good job of staying out of range of the spore and making Scion constantly unburrow it and reburrow it. Mutas do come back and pick it off. That's why you gotta you gotta maintain that pack of mutas. It doesn't have to be super huge, but you need enough that you can take out the banshees that get made pretty quickly. Boy, alright, well, mains are mined out pretty much for both players. Natural's mined out for Fission, although Scion's still got a decent amount left there. Scion's sitting on 5 bases to Fission's 4. Yeah, we're nearing the late game, though. Both players nearly maxed. Getting their 3/3 upgrades right now. Man, making some Hydralisks is Scion. Maybe fearing the Banshee count? I don't know that it's that high, actually. It's mostly Ravens, so maybe that's what it's for. Another Hellion run by coming through to the 4th of Scion. Getting a okay amount of work kills. Nice burrow on the drones. Make them burn the scan if they want to get those worker kills. That's what I say. Just clean them up. That brings the workers killed count to 31 for Fission. Really getting good value out of those Hellion run bys. Not just stocking them up, because they'll be a waste in an engagement anyway. Good lord. Alright, well it looks like Scion is thinking about moving out here. She's got a lot of ultras, maybe too many. I think ultras, after a certain amount, start to hinder you more than they help, just because it's so hard for them to path and actually get into the fight and get past each other. But this might be a good amount. I think any more than that is probably too much. Has some Vipers as well, with mostly full energy for some potential good blinding clouds. Muta's moving in here, taking some shots on the Ravens, but the Thor's scooting them back. Another Banshee for Fission, plinking away at the Ultralisk Cavern. Looks like Scion thinking about going for the natural. Seeker missiles targeting. Oh boy. Some nice hits, but didn't kill a whole lot. Mostly targeting the Ultralisk, so they didn't die from the shots. And their size seems to account for most of the splash area. But boy, just losing her entire army in this meat grinder. Losing all the Vipers as well. Banshee does take out the Ultralisk Cavern in Scion's natural, so she's not going to be able to remake any more Ultras until she makes that. Ultra's trying to close in on these Thors to engage them, but they're getting caught up in all of these auto turrets. Not really getting much damage on the Thors, it turns out. And Thor's pretty good against Ultras with that bonus to... Oh, they don't have bonus to Armored. What am I talking about? Never mind. Let's see. Mutas do finally come back and finish off that Banshee. Ultralisk Cavern being remade now. Yeah, that was a rough engagement for her. Just really kind of got caught off at a bad angle. It's hard to know when you're at a good angle like that as Zerg. I think that's one of the hardest parts of dealing with mech is because you can't see most of the other army that's attacking you, so you're not really sure what a good angle is. You've got to find a way to get vision on the tanks so you know kind of what your angles are. If you can't do that, you're just kind of walking blindly into tank lines and hoping that it's not more than you can handle. Fission's Fort looking much better defended now. Some good turret lines and a CC that probably should have been a planetary, but Muta's mercifully not targeting it down. Trying to go for a 5th is Fission, but Overlord Poop is making that not happen. Mutas do come over to find it. Gonna try to shoo it away before it can retreat. I don't know. They might actually get it. Looks like Fission thinking about going to try and help it escape, but fair amount of Vikings, lots of Ravens in here. Boy, I think they can definitely take out these Mutas without any losses. So, yep, CC does manage to get away. Scion's rebuilt a smallish Roach Hydra army with some more Vipers after she lost a few in that last engagement. Tanks are in siege, though. Blinding Cloud's coming down. Tanks trying to move back to get into a place where they can siege, but they are all clumped up. Oh, Scion backs out, though. No energy on the Vipers, perhaps, or all the Vipers got murked by the Vikings. That was a scary moment for both players. When your tanks are clumped up like that, it only takes 1 or 2 blinding clouds to disable them all, and that feels real bad if you're Terran and feels real good if you're Zerg. But good on Scion for seizing the moment when the tanks were on siege to get some damage in. Going again to the natural, kind of splitting up her ultras, letting them just go ham on the buildings in the natural while the Roach and Hydras try to do some damage at the 3rd. But Fission's army's coming back. Ravens just dropping PDDs all over the gaff. Looks like they moved out of range though. Fission losing all of his Vipers, or sorry, all of his Ravens rather, to the Hydralisk. It does save 4. Boy, this is getting real messy. Let's see, Tanks and Thor's coming back to try and sandwich Scion in the natural, but Scion gets out with most of her stuff. A couple Ultralisks just running around, chewing on everything. Not going to get much done with these, I think, but surely a morale boost. Fission's 5th, trying to land next to the Overlord poop. Muta's come back to take some shots at it, but Fission's army is on the other side of the map now. He can't defend this as easily as he could previously, so the CC is probably going to go down. Again, rebuilding a Roach Hydra army, it looks like. More Ultras on the way, more Roaches. Yep, that CC I think is done for. Yeah, Fission just hasn't been able to move out on the map yet. You know, they've both been maxed for pretty much the last 10 or 15 minutes, but Scion's done a really good job at just constantly putting pressure on Fission, making him stay at home, forcing him to run his mech ball back and forth. Looks like he's grabbing some Widow Mines now. Maybe not the best, but it did clean up the lings. Looks like we've got some more Blinding Clouds on this mech ball, but nothing actually sieged up, so it's just gonna walk right through, force Scion back. Wonder if she'll circle around now, maybe go for the 3rd or the 4th. Yeah, Fission's mech ball moved into his natural to deal with some run-bys there. Gonna take out this planetary with a bunch of Ultralisks and Hydras, and then run away from the mech ball. Yep, running into Scion's 4th now, but she's gonna get caught from behind here. You know, it's all good to suicide onto enemy town halls, but if you lose your whole army and don't do any damage to theirs, you really gotta be scared of the counterattack. She's getting out though. She's sneaking through the side corridors to escape getting pincered by the mech ball. Slippery like butter is this army from WyScion. Keeping, you know, the expensive units alive, but I think Fission's had enough. He's pushing across creep now. He doesn't want to defend anymore. He wants to go attack. And Scion says, cool, well, your army's gone, I'll go attack you too. So it looks like we may get into a weird kind of base race situation here. Drone's trying to evacuate from Scion's 4th or 5th or whatever the hell this is as a big mech ball bears down on it. Meanwhile, her Roach Hydra Ultra Viper whatever is crushing into the main here. Yeah, I wonder how this is going to shake out, because the mech army definitely has the higher DPS, but it's so slow that if we're just, you know, down to killing each other's buildings, then, you know, it may just not get to all the buildings as fast as Scion's army can, although she's not letting her full army get up the ramp here, kind of getting stuck, are the Ultras in the back there. Fission picking up the buildings, floating away, that's what you do. Bring them with the army, keep them safe. Yeah, this game's about to get real weird, I think. Rebuilding Vipers is Scion, so I think she's envisioning a final showdown where she does eventually have to face this mech army, and hopefully some sick Blinding Clouds will help her through that. Rebuilding the Ultra then again at the top left base, whatever number base that is, going for a lot of spines. Yeah, Fission has one mining base at this point, and it's barely mining at that, whereas Scion has, you know, 2 and about to be a 3rd. Raven's trying to snipe down Scion's 3rd with a bunch of auto turrets. They'll probably get it as the mech ball moves into the main. Nothing quite as goofy looking as a mech ball trying to walk up a tiny ramp. I'm not sure if it was a great idea to dump all the Raven energy into those auto turrets. Handful of mutas trying to plink away at the buildings that are flying away. It's gonna take them a while, unfortunately. They have one weapon upgrade, and that's it. Looks like +3 melee also never got done for WyScion, so upgrades looking a little sketchy this moment, but the 3/3 mech ball's got everything it needs in the upgrade department. Yeah, boy, so it looks like, you know, Fission is on the verge of mining out, whereas Scion still has a relatively healthy economy. And if she can, like, corner the death ball in this choke by the natural... Oop, Muta's narrowly avoiding some deadly Widowmine shots. But yeah, now all of Fission's stuff is on the side of the map with no money, and Scion's just kind of trying to rebuild her army, getting ready to take a good engagement. Scans coming out from Fission to see where she's at, but he's still got to figure out how to engage with this, how to move out of these narrow chokes. Kind of blocking himself with his own CC there. But yeah, he can't, he can't really rebuild at this point. Does he even have any? Okay, he's got 26 SCVs down at the bottom base. But yeah, there's not any money on the side of the map where his army is, so he can't just post up and delay. There's gonna have to be a fight, and every minute he waits, Scion's army gets that much stronger. 143 over 33 supply is Fission at the moment, where Scion is basically maxed. Sieging up tanks outside of her used to be 4th, getting some shots on the extractor, but not really threatening her economy in a substantial way. Fission's gonna have to try to move up eventually. And I think Scion's just waiting for that moment to pounce. This is a pretty tense moment. Thor's moving up to help shoo away the mutas. A couple Hydras getting a little overeager there. Many Widow Mines posting up here as the Thors start to move forward. Scion's just going to evacuate. Very, very patient play by her. Many Zergs might have just said, screw this, and tried to bum rush, kind of taking a position on this high ground. If he tries to move up a ramp or move through this corridor, that's when she wants to strike, I think. But kind of forfeiting the high ground now to move more towards this base over here. She can't let Fission get control of this area, I think, with her tanks. That's a way she can lose. But yeah, still looking pretty okay for Scion. She's got 2 full bases worth of resources, and Fission is down to his last 300 on this patch. Can't even lift the CC off because it's a PF. So, but yeah, he just doesn't have production buildings to make stuff out of anyway. He's managed to rebuild a couple of starports up here, it looks like, going for Banshees, I imagine. But he's so supply blocked that he's never going to be able to actually make those Banshees. He's going to have to build like 20 supply depots before he can actually start producing. Fission narrowly missing, losing all of his tanks to being unsieged there, but both players being very patient, very plotting. Fission just slowly advancing with a Thor here and a Widow Mine there. Widow Mine's getting pretty bold though, running up this ramp, running into spine crawlers. Looks like Scion's setting up for a flank from both sides, leading with the Ultras on the right and the left. Blinding Clouds do go down, disabling all the tanks. All that's left are... all that's left are the Thors, and Thors are not too much of a threat to the Ultras. So GG calls Fission. Scion takes it. Very nice game. That was very exciting. I enjoyed casting that. Well done. Alright, well. WyScion goes up 1-0 over Fission in a 42-minute game. This is gonna be a fun group to cast. Cool. Alright, well, we go into game 2 now. It is Fission's map pick. He picks Ganymede. So let's just hop into it. We'll see you guys after the break.
WyScion versus Fission.
Alright, we are back on KTV Ganymede, spawning at the top portion of Ganymede. It is the Purple Terran, down 0-1. It is
Fission.
And spawning in the bottom of KTV Ganymede, the Blue Zerg, Dank Mistress herself, up 1-0. Can she take it here and go to the winner's match? It is.
WyScion.
Alright, well, another bit of fun here. It didn't work out too well for him last game, but looks like he's going to try for it again. Fission going for the proxy racks one more time. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like Scion demonstrated that she can handle it all right. So I wonder if he's going to make any adjustments this time. Maybe make less bunkers, maybe make more bunkers, maybe make less Marines or more Marines. I'm not sure. Or just try for the same thing again and see if he's able to get more done with it. I'm not sure. Yep, Sion's still going for the hatch first. She knows she can get away with it even versus the proxy racks, so why not, right? Yeah, not much to say until we see this SCV go down and start making some bunkers. Yeah, not not excited at the prospect of another 40-minute mech game to have to cast, but who knows? Maybe it'll work this time. Maybe Sion will just crush it outright. We'll just have to see. She is scouting for it with this drone. Doesn't quite go far enough up to find it and misses the SCV coming in from where it ought to be. But she is going to see the bunker well ahead of time this time. She can get some harass on that SCV, maybe even stop it from going down entirely. Boy, that would just really ruin Fission's day if that SCV goes down. Drone not queued up on it. Getting plinked away at by this Marine and turns into a spine. So that spine's out of range of this bunker. Oh, he's going to cancel the spine. Alright, that's probably smart when you've got 3 Marines shooting at it. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty much same as last game here. Looking for Sion to put down the spine here. Probably not going to make more lings than this, going off how she handled it last game. Oh, actually, she's making a decent number of lings. I wonder if she's going to try to run by and go for a Bane bust. She does have a Baneling Nest building now, so it looks like that's the theory. But if she gets walled in here by bunkers, that's going to be difficult. Maybe she'll need to knight us out or something like that. Yeah, Fission going ham on these bunkers. Hatches for sure going down. Nothing she can do about that. Just waiting for this Baneling Nest and Ling Speed to finish, I think, before she makes her next move. Broodlings helplessly clawing away at the bunker, but enough SCVs there to repair it. No second CC coming down yet for Fission. Just trying to reinforce this wall, I suppose. But yeah, it's hard. Nobody really ahead or behind yet. Worker count's pretty even. Fission does have her pretty well contained, although it does appear to be a gap in this bunker wall that she could hypothetically walk through. But yeah, no lair coming down yet for Nidus or drops or anything, so I don't know if she's just going to try to bust through all of these bunkers or what. See, I think wasting any amount of Banelings on these bunkers is exactly what Fission wants. Because these bunkers blowing up is not his ramp blowing up. So, is going for the lair now. So yeah, I expect we'll see either a Nidus or Overlord drops to get the Lings out. Is getting a good scout off on Fission's base. Not much to see here, though. But she does see no second CC or anything, so that's probably of some comfort to her, or maybe not, depending on how she wants to play it. Maybe she would be happier if there was a CC, because that would mean her Baneling bust would be more likely to work. Boy, a lot of bunkers. Lots of bunkers here. Don't know what else to say about it. He has started floating away the racks, so no more Marines will be in these bunkers, but there is enough that you can just kind of scooch them between each bunker as if they ever get targeted down. Well, they're almost done though, so let's see what Sion goes for. Fission gets a scan off. Oh, that drone was going to make a Nidus or something. See, when you want to go for a Nidus, it's important to get the creep spread in your base so that you can build it. Yep, like right up there where the scan wouldn't see. That drone nearly got caught. If Fission had just waited to scan a little bit longer, he probably would have figured out what was going on. Hell, even just seeing that drone kind of move out and move back might have been enough. But yep, good hiding spot for the Nidus. If he centers his scan on the lair, it's not going to see it. Yep, pre-morphing a bunch of banelings right now. So the question is, where is she going to put down the Nidus? This Marine's got eyes on this Overlord, so maybe just at the front. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Army trying to load in. Yep, she's just going to go up at the natural and just kind of bust up through. You know, a lot of bunkers for Fission, but they're not really part of the wall, and they don't have Marines in them, so not sure how effective that's going to be. Nidus is down. Baneling's coming out. Like that she loaded in the Banelings first. Uh-oh. The rest of her army didn't actually get in the Nidus. Those need to come out now. They're kind of trickling in one at a time. The Marine count isn't very high. Did he just load SCVs in that bunker? He sure did. Can SCVs repair bunkers that they're inside of? That seems like that would be crazy. So she busts through the front door, but needs some more Banes. Yeah, there we go. Starting to morph a bunch more Banelings. But Fission's gonna try to complete the wall off with a partially built CC, but there's still a couple of holes in it. I think she just needs to make a ton of Banelings. I mean, easier said than done when you're on one base worth of gas, but Baneling's kind of waddling in now, getting stuck on the first bunker. If they can hit these SCVs, that'd be great. Oh, they want to chase them, but they know they need to blow up on the bunkers. All the bunkers go down. All the SCVs go down. Oh my gosh, what devastation. And Fission taps out. Well, so much for the 40-minute mech game I feared. But WyScion takes it 2-0 over Fission. WyScion goes to the winner's match, and Fission goes down to the loser's match. So, well played, WyScion. Pretty exciting games. Game 2, not as exciting, but Game 1 was quite good. I really enjoyed casting that. So, next up we have Boo versus Canary, another ZVT. So we're going to go to a 5-minute break, and we'll be right back. See you guys soon.
Canary versus Boo.
Alright, and here we are back on Annihilation Station Re, spawning at the bottom left corner, a different purple Terran than before. He is
Canary.
And spawning at the top right corner, the red Zerg, the spookiest guy around. He is
Boo.
Alright, well, already we're off to a different start in this match as the Terran's barracks has been built inside of his base. So, forget everything you just learned about TVZ and let's see a completely different style. To be honest, I am a little surprised that Canary built his racks inside of his base, because he doesn't like to do that as often. But Boo is showing that he's well aware of this fact and going for an early drone scout just to see what he can find. Going for the hatch first and hoping his drone finds a base that's in normal working order. I think he'll be very relieved to see that racks. Scouting to behind the minerals, I guess, just to see if maybe a Makarax was getting made down there. That would be some next level stuff. The first Canary Reaper on its way. Drone has seen everything. So the question is, how long or how much damage is Canary going to do with his Reapers, right? That seems to be what wins him or loses him the game. Boo is getting pool and gas, so he will eventually work towards Ling speed. So there's going to be a timer on these Reapers. He's not going gasless, so the Reapers have a window that they can do damage in before Zergling speed is done. Boo really just... Canary is in his head, man. Boo is scouting every which way he can. He is delaying the Reaper getting across the map with that drone. Maybe Canary afraid of some proxy hatch shenanigans. Are we going to see a bunker from this SCV? Seems to be what Canary likes to do recently is... Yep, there we go. Bunker goes down. I don't like this bunker at all. I feel like it never gets anything done. Getting a single Reaper or even two inside that bunker is not that helpful. I think, yeah, Boo, I don't even know that he needed to do that much. He could have just put down a spine and the Reaper would never been able to plink away at it. Oh, Ling's popping out. Oh, they got the SCV. Very nice. So that bunker is indeed completely useless. Microing the heck out of this Reaper. Getting 1-2 Ling kill. Second Reaper joins up. Lings are done for. Boo getting a little too aggressive with these Lings, I feel like. You don't need to be losing them. You just need to be keeping the Reapers away from the mineral line, right? Stay on creep with the Lings. And try to take as few shots on the Lings as possible. Queen's popped out at Boo's natural to slowly work away at this bunker. I guess, I don't know what strategic value this really has for Canary, like why he doesn't just cancel it as soon as the SCV dies. Maybe he's hoping that, Queen will aim move and start hitting that instead of Reapers. 3 Reapers now. We making any more? Nope, we've switched over to the reactor. So 3 Reapers is going to be it. They are going to get the Queen kill. Queen from the main comes on down to take its place. 2 more Queens in production, so it's possible that Canary just keeps picking off these Queens. Ling speed is about 3/4 of the way done, though. So once that's out, he shouldn't be able to get too much more done. Queen tiptoes off creep, does get a Reaper kill. Ooh boy. 2 Reapers left with very low health, but a low health Reaper is an alive Reaper. So not too bad. Getting some decent work done with these Reapers. Floating a lot of money though is Canary. His second CC is down and morphing into an orbital now. Factory's finished up. Swapped over to the reactor to get some Hellions, and now his starport's finished. Whoa! More Reaper action, but Ling speed is done, so they shouldn't be able to get too much more done. Although unit control is real. Zergling's targeting the not weakened Reaper. Oh, a couple try to sneak by to get it, and they do. And now it's just the 1 Reaper left. being chased away by the speedlings. Banshee starting for Canary out of that starport, so looks like he's going to move into maybe cloaked Banshees even? It does have a tech lab, yep, so that's a possibility. Lings encounter the first Hellions and have to go home. Boo grabs his third behind that, taking all of his gases, although he's pulled out of the first gas. Lair's on the way. We're gonna see. I wonder if we'll see a Roach Warren or if he'll move into just some standard Ling Bling Muta stuff. Not too sure yet. Gets Boo getting a good scout off on everything with his Overlord. It is seeing it's gonna see the Banshee just pop out. Yep, there it goes, and it sees the wiggling tech lab, which is not cloaked Banshee. It is in fact Corvid Reactor. Canary going for the mind games on that one. He should cancel it now. It would be pretty funny if he accidentally let Corvid Reactor finish. He's not canceling it. Is he going for some weird Raven stuff, or is this a mistake? I don't. Help me. I don't know what's happening. Alright, we'll just keep it selected and see if it finishes, I guess. Boo just running around the map with a small amount of Lings. Sporing up his base after he saw that Banshee. Where did that Banshee go? Did I miss it getting killed? I guess I must have. Wait, is that Corvid? That Corvid Reactor is finishing, folks. That Corvid Reactor is finishing. Alright, I don't know what this game is anymore. Roach Warren going down for Boo. Spire as well. So maybe some Ling Roach Muta action. That could be alright. Although with Corvid Reactor, this Raven has enough for Seeker Missile already, so who knows what could happen. Oh, the Banshee just never went across. It's still there. I don't know what to say anymore. Canary's got a tiny little ball of just this random hodgepodge of units. He's got this is like Noah's Ark. He's got one of everything. A couple Widow Mines, some Hellions, some Marines, the Surviving Reaper, a Banshee, and a Raven. I mean, he could definitely get something done. The Spire's done now, though. So those Marines is the only anti-air that he's got, and a couple of Medivacs too for good measure. Why not? I guess if those two mines get good shots on the Mutas, then that could be worth something. No Baneling Nest for Boo yet. Just Lings and Mutas at the moment. We haven't seen him make any roaches yet, I don't think. Just these Lings that are getting roasted up by these Hellions in the middle of the map now. Loaded his mines and most of his Marines into these Medivacs. I don't know if he's like moving single file to hide their numbers, or he's gonna go for a drop, or what. Mutas are out now, plinking away at the Hellions, but surprise, there were Marines in these Medivacs. Managed to tear down a couple of the Mutas. Looks like Canary's gonna go for an attack on the third of Boo. Just a tiny amount of roaches popping out to help deal with this. I mean, this isn't really that scary of a force if you have an okay roach number. Only thing you really have to worry about is the Marines, I suppose. The Widow Mines are still in that Medivac, not being dropped out, which seems like a pretty big mistake. And yeah, Boo, I think, will handle this easily. Trying to drop the Widow Mines on top of the Queens, I guess? Get some okay hits, yeah, but Canary's army's getting cleaned up here. Not sure what's going on here, but Canary GG's after losing his army, so fair enough, I suppose. Yeah, it seems like that might have been better if they were Hellbats, but there wasn't an armory, so I don't know. I don't know anymore. But that's the joy of casting a Canary game, is you just like never know what's gonna happen. You're gonna see something unique and weird that you just can't explain, and maybe you learn something about StarCraft, or maybe you just walk away really confused and uncertain. Like, maybe I just don't understand this game at all. Alright, well, Boo takes the first game, and for Canary's map pick, we are going to go over to Flagship Damocles, which I'm excited about, because we haven't seen that map too much yet in this tournament. And I feel like a player like Canary could definitely exploit some of the unique features, let's say, of Damocles to get some work done. So we'll just have to see. So let's hop into it. We'll see you guys after the break.
Canary versus Boo.
Alright, and here we are on Flagship Damocles, spawning in the bottom right corner. The man who is down 0-1 needs to win this game to bring it back. He is.
Canary.
And spawning in the top left corner of Flagship Damocles. Man up 1-0. If he takes this, he goes on to face WyScion in the winner's match. Can he do it? It is.
Boo.
All right. Well, that last game sure was something. So let's see. Let's see if Canary's got any adjustments he wants to make this time around, or maybe a whole new plan. He did pick this map, so I feel like the chances of him perhaps trying to exploit some of these gold bases might be pretty good. Boo still... Oh, no, he's just scouting with this drone. But yeah, still, it seems like he's pretty nervous about potential shenanigans. Gonna go for that drone scout when he goes for his 15 hatch. The drone does kind of have to take a weird path, and like, there could very easily be proxy racks here, or here, or here. There's a whole lot of places you could build stuff that would be hard for the Zerg to find, but Canary didn't do that. He's appears to be playing standard. So yeah, we'll just have to see where it goes from here. Not getting gas yet, just the pools, Boo. Canary welcoming that scouting drone to his base. It will stay there probably until the Reaper pops out. Now Boo going for gas, so not gasless again. He knows he needs the link speed to deal with the Canary Reapers. And yes, the scouting drone is trapped now. It will die heroically to this Reaper. He really should like move it back here to like delay the Reaper from getting out even faster. But there it goes. What's the over/under on getting a bunker down here again by this SCV? Boo is smart. He could try to block it, but oh, looks like Canary's not actually going for it. Huh. Okay. Well, there's an adjustment. Where did those Reapers go? Did they not go across the map? I guess not. There's two Reapers here. They're just going to stay back and defend, I guess? Fearful of any wing run buys from Boo? I mean, that's certainly an option. If you're worried that your low ground CC might be hard countered by some early speedling aggression, keeping a Reaper home to defend it is not unheard of. I don't know about all your Reapers. I feel like you got to get some kind of vision. I guess the scouting SCV did kind of see everything it needed to see. Strange, very strange. I'm not used to Canary not getting a lot done with his Reapers. Is he just gonna like pool up a bunch of them? No, he switched over to Marines now, so getting 3 Reapers, but not doing much with them. Interesting. Boo just scouting around looking for. I don't think he even knows what he's looking for right now, but he's expecting a Canary something or other hidden in the shadows, and he does not want to be taken by surprise. But little does he know, there's nothing to find. Tries to get a scout off in the main with his Overlord. Isn't going to see the starport go down, it doesn't look like. No, that's too bad. Tech lab on the racks and reactor on the factory. So looks like Hellions and maybe Stammer combat shields we'll be seeing pretty soon out of there. Unless he's just holding on to it until the starport comes out for more Banshees, I guess. Boo hasn't grabbed a third yet. It is 6:30, so now would be a good time. There he goes, right on time. Never mind. Good job, Boo. Yeah, Boo hasn't found anything on the map, so it looks like he wants to go have a poke at Canary's wall and see what there is to see. There are Hellions out, so he's got to be careful he doesn't lose them all. Yeah, that is one interesting thing about Damocles, is that the choke is so far forward from the base that you could even, build a couple of production facilities back here and something poking at your wall wouldn't necessarily be able to see it. So Banshee is started for Canary and combat shields. So maybe he'll be doing something similar to what he did last time, but now he'll have more Reapers alive because they didn't get killed in Boo's base. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's the adjustment he needed to make to that build, but looks like Boo is basically doing the same thing as well, although he is getting a Baneling Nest this time in addition to the Roach Warren. So looks like Hellions and Reaper is going to try to snipe down this hatchery, but that's going to take quite some time. Lings could get a surround on them, cut them off on their retreat. Oh, he's trying to get a good angle behind the minerals, but they're juking and jiving. Not really able to do it. Does get one Reaper and maybe a Hellion. These queens could probably stand and fight, but he wants to go back to the safety of the Spine Crawler. Oh, losing some Whirlings there for not much reason, but a couple of Roaches are out now, so that'll keep him safe against the Reaper Hellion harass at his third. Banshee's finished. Combat shields nearly as well. There's the armory, so maybe that's what he was missing in the previous game. I don't know if that attack would have done better with the Hellbats or not as good or what, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see, because it seems like he's going for the same old thing again. Getting +1 weapons for the Hellbats is Canary. Interesting. And building a third command center. So, looks like getting a second Banshee, and then is he going to go for the Medivacs as well? He doesn't have the Widow Mines out that he had last time, focusing more on the Hellions. I guess if you're going to get the armory, you may as well try to get as many Hellbats as possible. Macro Hatch coming down for Boo. I like this positioning on the Macro Hatch. He could have built it up here, but by building it here, he's going to connect the creep between the two bases. So that's a really fine detail that is actually pretty important. So props to Boo for that. Getting the spines down at his expansions as Overseers swooped in and seen that Banshees are on the menu. Doesn't want to get caught off by that. And he's pretty much saw the whole army here, so he knows what's coming. If I were him, I'd be focusing on queens and roaches, maybe. Did he ever get that spire? I don't think he did grab a spire, so that's pretty much all he can make right now anyway. He does have the Baneling Nest with Bane Speed almost done. Getting some Evo Chambers, but that's not going to help him because Canary's pulled the boys. We're fighting right now. We don't need upgrades. Canary's +1 attack I don't think is going to finish by the time he gets there, unless he stalls for a bit. Hellbats, it's morphin time. Even bringing the one from the watchtower. This could be an interesting attack. Boo has an okay amount of roaches, and there are no Medivacs with this army, so that's too bad. Gonna just snipe down that spine like it was nothing. Trying to morph Banelings is Boo. He's gonna need more than that, I fear. SCVs at the back, mostly repairing each other and not the Hellbats. Ooh, good Widowmine hit, or Baneling hits rather, but not enough to actually kill any of the Hellbats, it seems. Oh, Boo might actually be in some serious trouble here. Yep, losing a ton of workers is Boo. Spire just about halfway done now, but already 23 workers killed. No way that thing gets done before critical damage has been done. Losing his Roach Warren. Canary pulling off a couple units to go harass the third a bit, but Roaches popping out there should be able to deal with it. But nothing's going to be able to deal with this army that's marching into Boo's main right now. He needs queens to shoot down the Banshees, and he needs roaches to shoot down the Hellbats, and he just doesn't have enough of either of those right now, it seems. He could, if he takes these Lings, tries to morph some Banelings in the back, this is like his last saving hope, some godly Baneling hits. But he's already lost a ton of workers, and he's going to lose a ton more, it looks like, before the Banelings are done. Oh, that's probably the worst way to pull the workers. Probably better to have him try to go around here. Oh, Banelings rolling in on the worst possible targets. Yeah, I think Boo is done for here, it seems. Not the best Baneling hits. And his army is dead, and he GG's. Well played by Canary. That went much better than his first game attack, so maybe that missing armory was the key he needed. So, well played. All right, well, we're tied 1-1 now. So that means it is Boo's map pick, and he is going to pick Roses Never Cry. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like a lot of Zergs have been complaining about that map, but I guess mostly versus Protoss, so maybe it's going to be okay for ZVT, just not ZVP. I don't know. I'm not sure why Boo didn't pick that. I would have thought he maybe would pick like Ganymede or something, a map he already knew fairly well. Maybe he's got something planned. So we'll just have to find out. Let's get it loaded up, and I'll see you guys there.
Canary versus Boo.
Alright, here we are on Roses Never Cry, and spawning in the bottom left corner, the red Zerg. Can he get the win and go to the winner's match against WyScion? It is.
Boo.
And spawning in the top right corner of Roses Never Cry, the purple Terran. Is he going to all in one more time? It is.
Canary.
Alrighty. Roses Never Cry. What an interesting map. Very tiny. A lot of dead space around the edges here. So definitely drop play, mutas, that kind of stuff, something to be concerned about. And we've talked before about this massive kind of high ground plateau that stretches across the middle of the map like a belt, if you will. They can be, potentially pretty dangerous if one player gets control over it. Canary, I don't think really mechs very often, so I wouldn't be too concerned about a huge mech ball posting up there, but you never know. You just never know. And Boo still scouting like a scaredy pants, but Canary sticking to his non-proxy racks guns on this one. Probably a smart move. It's, as we saw from WyScion's game against Fission, proxy raxing a Zerg is not a guaranteed win. Yeah, it's still, the Zerg, if they handle themselves right, can be in just fine of a position. It's hard to do game-ending damage with a proxy rax. Just killing the hatchery isn't enough. So probably a good call from Canary there. Did the scouting drone not make it into the base? Or did it also get out of the base? Looks like it didn't make it in, or it didn't even go. I could have sworn I saw one moving across, but maybe I'm wrong. Where's Canary going with this SCV? He's going up here. He's gonna build something? Sure seems like it. Secret command center? Nope. Proxy racks. Well, what? On 22? Okay. Not getting a Reaper either. Making a bunch of Marines is Canary. Boo sticking to his guns with the hatch gas pool. Yeah, I don't even know what this is. Just like a bunch of Marines? Is that the build? He's getting a factory now. Slowlings out on the map. They could potentially see it if they go up this ramp. They might. Oh no, they're cutting through. Huh. Well, Canary's got Marines, and Boo's got Slowlings. And Speed is on the way. Might snipe this Overlord. I think it's gonna get away though. Yep. There's enough dead space back here. Oh, Slowlings thought about going in the main, but Canary shuts the door in their face. Yeah, I wonder what Boo's thinking right now. Like, why are there so many Marines? Where are the Reapers? What's going on? Making a tech lab on this proxy racks is Canary. I don't know what that's for. God damn it. Like, I'm not a great caster, but it's super frustrating when I have to try and cast this anyway. Like, how do I not sound like an idiot when there's a proxy Rax with a tech lab on it at the 6-minute mark in the middle of the map? Is it ghosts? He's making a marauder now. I don't know. Oh, looks like that Overlord came back in for another scout, seeing if there was going to be a CC here, but there's not. So I feel like that's got to raise some alarms in Boo's head. What is this one base play that I'm going up against that doesn't involve Reapers? Armory coming out, so we're going to see some more Hellbats, it looks like. Like, Marauder Hellbat, but he's keeping the Marauders hidden. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Here comes some Speedlings from Boo across the map. I mean, Boo might just win right here. There's not a lot here. That bunker's not loaded. Okay. Marines sneak into the bunker at the last minute. Did Boo get a Baneling Nest? He does. He does have a Baneling Nest, so if he morphs some Banes, there's no SCVs here mining that he could easily pull to repair. Yep, Marauders just keep coming. They'd really be useful if they were over here helping to defend this base. Enough Hellions, though, that the Lings aren't able to just run by. So that's alright. And another Overlord getting picked off. That's super annoying. That is one thing about the Marine opener that drives Zerg players crazy, is that they can't be as careless with their Overlords. Yep, well, I think Boo has seen the proxy barracks with the tech lab making Marauders, so he's probably like, okay, Baneling's trying to morph, but getting scorched by the Hellions. I don't think they're gonna finish. Nope. He's trying to morph some more behind these spines building and is natural. Hellbats are morphed, Marauders are here, Marines are lagging behind a little bit. If he can coax the Banelings to blow up on the Marauders rather than the Hellbats or Marines, then that would be great. But this is a lot of Banelings. That's a good amount. And he's letting these spines finish, which I think is a crucial mistake. I don't know if waiting... Oh, he was waiting for the boys. Of course, he needs the boys. Yeah, gotta leave the Marauders, pull everything else back. I think is the right move for Canary. Banelings, yeah, Banelings are not... They're not blowing up on anything, but they're not really getting targeted down super well either. All the Marauders are dead now, so all of that sneakiness from Canary, I don't know that it amounted to a whole lot. Morphed him back to Hellions, I guess. He doesn't see any roaches, so he maybe feels like he's better off with them as Hellions, so he can out-micro the Banes. Yeah, these spine crawlers, though. He's got 3 queens here. He could do some transfuses. He doesn't. One of them goes down. Roaches are out now. Boo is moving forward, off creep. Just wants to get rid of this nonsense and go on to the next match. Can't say I blame him. Yep, Canary's lost pretty much everything. GG, he says. Well, that was a frustrating series to cast. But well played. It was interesting. It certainly wasn't boring. We learned a lot about some things you can do in TVZ, I guess. And congrats to Boo. He takes it 2-1. Goes up to the winners match to play WyScion, which is the next series we'll be seeing. So that'll be a ZVZ, Masters versus Masters. So I'll be interested to see how that one goes. I think WyScion's probably favored in that matchup, but it is ZVZ. Anything can happen. So we'll bring you that shortly. We're going to go to a quick 5-minute break first, though. See you guys in a minute.
WyScion versus Boo.
Alrighty, here we are in the winners match. Once again on Annihilation Station, respawning in the bottom left corner. The Teal Zerg, he is.
Boo.
And spawning in the top right corner of Annihilation Station, in the purple trunks, she is.
WyScion.
Alright, well, here we go. ZVZ. Interested to see how this match goes. Like I was saying earlier, WyScion, I think, the clear favorite to get out of this group first. But, you know, I think Boo definitely could take some games off her. This matchup is just so volatile that one tiny micro mistake and you've just lost the whole damn thing. So if I were him, I would be playing more aggressive than I normally would be. You know, some 13-12s maybe. Looks like he's going to go for a 15 pool, as is she. So pretty much got mirror openers here, which I feel like doesn't work out well for Boo. Going for an extractor, but not an extractor trick, just a regular canceled extractor. Looks like maybe he thought better of some early aggression there. Going for a hatchery is Boo, but WyScion's going to get there first. Still, yeah, still mirror builds though. Only difference is that Boo had the failed extractor. Oh, now it's for real. Okay, and we'll see if WyScion's going to grab one of her own. She is. It continues. Too spoopy. That's what happens when Boo's playing. Boo does start the queen earlier than Scion, so there's some deviation. It's like she's going for lings before her queen. Yeah, so she'll be able to get some scouting info a little faster, but Boo started his own lings as well. Yeah, so not much to say just yet. I guess we'll have to see how they react when they scout each other, or if Boo's 4 lings manage to catch out WyScion's 2 and deny scouting. Looks like Boo is gonna win the race to 100 gas. So if he starts speed right as he gets 100, he'll have a slight window where he's got it faster, but it'll be a matter of seconds, so not too much. WyScion trying to juke and jive around. She took the high ground so she could see Boo's lings. Boo picking off one, or peeling off one of his lings to go fight the 2 lings of Scion. Not sure that was a good call. I mean, he'll keep eyes on where the lings are, I suppose, but yeah, certainly can't win the fight. Boo's lings get into Scion's natural, scouting to see if there's any drones to pick off. One drone, trying to run back into the main here. Meanwhile, Boo very narrowly misses losing a drone of his own, getting it into an extractor at the last possible second. Yeah, it looks like Boo lost one of his lings here, perhaps to the queen. Yep, but gets out with 2. And it looks like WyScion's lings have backed off. So I don't think we actually had any worker kills yet, just the 1 ling death from Boo. Looks like Scion busting out the bailing nest already, but so is Boo. Both are pretty much neck and neck in tech, in ling speed. Let's see, it looks like WyScion does have a slight worker advantage though. Oh, and she may pick off this overlord. Probably maybe should try to run to that high ground, but wouldn't be too much trouble for her to pull that overlord to spot for the queen. Oh, Boo's speed is finished, so he is able to pick off that ling moments before Scion's speed's finished. Yeah, it looks like we may have a little bit of a ling bling war situation brewing here. Scion morphing some defensive banes, but doesn't have a huge swell of lings or anything, so maybe they're both taking a defensive posture here as they go for their lairs at, again, about the same time. Wow, the insanity of how in sync their builds are is is both cool and a little annoying because it makes it difficult to cast. But some speedlings from Boo do sneak by the Banes in the natural and get into the main, see the lair building, and he's like, hey, that's what I'm doing. She has got the second extractor, although no drones are in it. Boo does not yet, and now he thinks, oh, well, she has it, I should probably grab it too. Scion going for a faster third, so finally I think we see kind of where the high master versus low master deviations start to emerge. Feels good taking this this quick third. Has a swell of speedlings to apply some pressure while it goes up. But Boo's also taking his third for that matter. In fact, it's faster than Scion, so forget everything I just said. But these speedlings are probably going to knock it down, so it will end up in Scion's favor in the end. Yeah, Boo needed to get some lings out, I guess, beforehand to make sure that he could cover it. But now there's just speedlings in Boo's natural and no units to defend. Where is Boo's army? All he has are these queens. Yeah, this might just be it, I think. Baneling for Boo does go off and drive Scion back for a minute, but now the ramp is unblocked. Oh, Roach is popping out. That should be enough to scare him back. And the drones migrate back down to the natural, but Scion's third is done. So she gets out of that ahead, I think, unless Boo just, makes a hard push into Roaches now and just says nuts to his economy. Does have Roach speed on the way, but he's got to be wary of these Ling run bys. I don't know that turning on the hatch is the right answer. Yeah, go for the queens. There you go. Not enough energy to transfuse on either of these queens. Baneling's trying to sneak by the Roaches, but don't get up the ramp. Yeah, just some nice speedling counters here from Scion while the slow Roaches slowly make their way across the map. Getting as much done as they can in small numbers, taking out several queens. Still the Roaches just now arriving at Scion's base. There's already spines here. There's an okay amount of lings. He can't break through here. He should go for the third, perhaps. But Scion could probably easily, yeah, she's already got enough lings, I think, to take out this Roach army. So this was just doomed from the start for Boo, I think. Getting a good position, tucking away in the minerals here. I think he's still going to lose all of his Roaches, but he'll take a good number of lings with him. Got some reinforcing Roaches on the way. These guys not joining the fight. I don't know if that's just there to protect against more Ling run-bys or if he just forgot them. But yeah, Boo's attack is sorted, although the reinforcements are here, but I think the Lings will be able to deal with it. And mutas are popping out for WyScion right now. That's a sad day for Boo. Time for the emergency spores, I think. He's already got one at each base. I think he might want to grab some more, though. Doesn't have any creep at his third to plant the spores. He needs to start pooping with these overlords, I think, so he can get some spores down there. But it's too late. The mutas are already here. Cancels his hatch. Doesn't even let them spend time shooting at it. He is running scared back into his natural. He's got two queens up here, sitting by a spore that isn't going to get done, I don't think. Nope, he cancels it. 3 queens now joining up, but they're kind of split up. 4 queens. One of them goes down. No transfuses yet on this queen. Another queen goes down. Boy, this is tough. And Boo has had enough of the Chinese muta torture from Scion and just taps out immediately. Hey, when you go for a Roach attack and it gets thwarted by just speedlings, that's a pretty frustrating situation to be in, and definitely hard to claw your way back into a game against a muta player who has more bases than you. So, GG. Well played by Scion there. Really cool to see how similar the builds were, and then how sharply they deviated. One player going into the mutas and the other going to Roaches, and seeing how they stack up against each other. I think Boo would have been better off checking for the third instead of running into the natural and bumping heads into those spines. I don't know that he would have gotten the third, though, either way, because I think Scion had a good sense of how many lings she needed to make to stay safe against it. So, tough luck for Boo there. He picks as his map choice into Flagship Damocles again. So we will get to see a ZVZ on that map for... not the first time. I think we saw in Group Stage 1. I think there was a Nexus game on Damocles, but wait to see one again, so that's cool. So go ahead and load that up, and we'll see you guys in-game.
WyScion versus Boo.
Alright, here we are on Flagship Damocles, spawning in the bottom right corner. The Teal Zerg down a game. Can he bring it back? It is.
Boo.
And spawning at the top left corner, the Purple Zerg, the dank memstress herself, one game away from advancing in this group in first. Can she do it? It is.
WyScion!
Alrighty, well, this is game point for Scion. She just needs one more win and advances first in the group. So she's probably feeling pretty good right now. I'm surprised how standard and macro-y she's played. We haven't seen any cheese whatsoever out of her. And I think if you're in her position right now, this is the best time to do it, if ever. But sticking to her macro guns, throwing down the pool first, whereas Boo is going hatch first this time. So maybe she will actually go for some early Ling aggression then, although it looks like she's moving out for her hatch right now. So she'll have the pool and the speed before Boo does. See if she can get anything done with that. But if Boo defends well against any early aggression, then he'll have the upper hand. We'll just have to see how much pressure Scion decides to apply. And who, if anyone, gets gas. Well, go for gas at just about the same time, so I guess, well, Scion will still have the, well, maybe she won't have the speed advantage. If they start mining gas at the same time, it doesn't really matter whose pool is done first. Yep, just spreading overlords, making some queens. She does get the queen out earlier thanks to that earlier pool though, so that is one nice thing to have. If you need to make queens to like block your ramp against early spieling aggression, having the earlier queens out so that you can just constantly produce them is pretty important. But yeah, just making 4 lings is Boo, and 1 set of lings is Scion. So basically the same as what happened last time. Boo with the extra set of lings, and Scion with just the 1 set. Neither really got much done with those lings except for scouting information, which is important, obviously. There were a couple attempts at some drone snipes. Neither player was successful, though. Oh, looks like they're going to bump into each other just past the watchtower. We'll see if any fighting happens. Oh, never mind. WyScion sneaks through the line of sight blocker. Not sure why Boo took the long path. I don't know if his units path that way or if he deliberately chose not to go through the line of sight blocker, but in any case, Scion's lings are here in Boo's main, getting the scout off. Looks like they're both going to get... Nope, one barely survives. Does see the gas, does see that Boo pulled out of it, does see the shimmying and shaking spawning pool there, so she knows speed is on the way for him. She's getting a Baneling Nest and a Spine Crawler herself. Maybe afraid that she may not have seen a Baneling Nest if it was put like up here or something like that. Boo just scouting all corners of this map. This is... I do like how diligent he is in kind of having his units go every which way on the map, but I don't know what he's looking for here. You know, it might be wise to leave a ling on that watchtower just to cover your 6, but I guess he's just trying to post up here for a place to build his Banes, if that's what he goes for. Oh, he doesn't actually have a Baneling Nest, so never mind. That won't be happening. I don't know what he's doing then. But Scion's Bane... Oh, boy. Scion's Baneling Nest is done. Boo trying to not lose all his lings, but loses all his lings. And he GG's. Oh, that's rough. That's ZVZ for you, man. I've been there, so poor guy. Well, that means WyScion does it. Takes it 2-0, advances first in the group, and Boo goes down to await the winner of Canary versus Fission in the losers match. As it turns out, Fission actually ended up forfeiting versus Canary, so that means Canary comes back up, and we get a Boo versus Canary rematch for the decider. So that'll be really exciting and really frustrating to cast, I'm sure. So we'll take another quick break, and then we'll jump into the final series here. See you soon.
Canary versus Boo.
All right, and here we are back again on Annihilation Station for the final time tonight. This is the decider match. One of these gentlemen will join WyScion in the round of 8. Who will it be? Spawning at the bottom left corner, the Teal Zerg, the spookiest man around. It is.
Boo.
And spawning in the top right corner of the map, a man who doesn't play StarCraft. He plays his own game, and we're all just here to watch. It is.
Canary.
All right, last best of 3 of the evening. I wonder if we're just going to see the same build out of Canary that we saw in the previous series he had versus Boo. This is a rematch, so Boo knows everything he needs to know about Canary's playstyle at this point, I think. Still going for that early drone scout. I mean, I admire his diligence. He hasn't been proxied yet by Canary, except for that one game with the weird proxy tech lab barracks making marauders thing, but I don't know if he's too worried about that. Canary starting a depot and leaving it half finished so that the scouting drone of Boo doesn't get in. That's an interesting modification. He knows that Boo goes for the early drone scout against him, so why not deny him the information, I suppose. Not that there's a whole lot for him to see at this point. Boo thinking about throwing some harass on that building SCV, but it sneaks back on the other side of the wall, so he decides to come home. Meanwhile, Canary's SCV coming in for a scout as well. Not going for Reapers again is Canary, sticking with this heavy Marine count. Looks like he's just decided that Boo's unit control versus Reapers is up to snuff, and he's just not able to get the kind of damage done that he wants or expects, so feels like maybe he'll be more successful at getting damage by sniping overlords with his early Marines, I guess. I don't know if that's true. I think this overlord is going to make it to the force field watchtower. Well, maybe not. Looks like maybe Boo doesn't realize that that's high ground. Maybe he will lose this this overlord after all. That's unfortunate. Get out of there, butt. Oh, wow, he makes it. Good for him. Losing your first overlord in a... yes, MLG indeed, Boo. Losing your first overlord in a ZVT to Marines really just throws off your entire game, because it just sets you behind in just so many ways, and all of your nice timings that neatly lined up before are now all just messed up, and your queens are out of alignment, and it's just a whole huge thing. But looks like he's going to lose this overlord, so that's still pretty annoying. Sending out some speedlings to try and deal with the Marine ball, but yep, 4 lings does not beat 4 Marines, so thinks better of it at last. Another Canary SCV, well, it looked like it was going to make something, but maybe not. Maybe he just wanted to come from a direction where it looked like he made something to make Boo nervous. I don't know. Gonna lose another overlord is Boo though. Jesus Christ. Looks like maybe that's what he was scouting for with that SCV, is trying to find the overlord. Well, Boo is supply blocked, and there are Marines at his door. With the queen supporting, as long as he keeps that alive, I feel like he'll be okay. 2 queens, yeah, can probably take on these 4 Marines, so doesn't need to be too worried. Let's see, Boo is getting ling speed. He's pulled 2 guys out of gas after that, so we'll have speed shortly. So these Marines are on a timer. They need to get home before the ling speed finishes, or they are toast. Canary does have a second CC planted and morphing into an orbital. Looks like they're playing a little bit of tag here, trying to find each other in the middle of the map, but not working out so well. This wall is not done, so if speed is finished, so Boo can just run right by, maybe get up into the main even. Hellions are just now starting, so they'll... Oh! Canary slams the door in his face. So we can at least do a little harassment on the mineral line here down at the natural. Only 2 Marines, which these lings could take in a heads up, or just, yeah, there's the second one. The Lings could fight this in a heads-up fight, but they're too near the bunker, and the 4 other Marines have come home. So these Lings are pretty much forfeit. They can probably sneak out if they go around the bottom. Let's see. Yeah, Hellion's not pursuing them. Oh, and that's not even an actual wall, so I bet Canary's glad that he found out about that now and not later. Roachwarren and Lair coming down for Boo now while he grabs his 3rd. Canary's got his starport. No tech labs to put that onto, so I guess no Banshees on the way for him. Snipes down another Overlord in the main. Boy, Boo is losing a lot of Overlords here. Yeah, Boo's got full saturation on 2 bases, and waiting for his 3rd to be done. Scouting around with a pair of slow Lings here. And what is Canary up to? He's making Vikings. He's going full Overlord kill build. Just making Marines and Vikings. That's kind of obnoxious, but I feel like there's not because he's been so successful with the Marines, there aren't that many Overlords left for him to kill. There's about 4 that are in a place where his Vikings could get to them without being in danger, but they're all the way on Boo's side of the map, so it's going to take some time for the Vikings to get over there. Maybe this guy will get sniped down. Yeah, Boo not droning up his 3rd yet, even though it's done. Going for a Baneling Nest and a Spore in the natural. Maybe expecting Banshees, because that's what Canary's been doing, but won't find any this time. Vikings are done. Not moving out, though. Boo does have a couple of roaches now to help fend off these Hellions, poking away at his creep. Hellions check the 3rd. There's no drones there anyway for them to dive onto, but they're going to dive. Probably can get that spine, yep. Kill the building spine before Boo can cancel it. Does lose a couple of Hellions in the process. Yeah, this is a lot of Vikings. I don't know what to say about that, because he's not doing anything with them. Is he like trying to counter mutas by just making a lot of Vikings? I don't know. A small pack of roaches marching across the map for Boo, but a tank is already out, and these Vikings continue to multiply. They can give the tank a little extra vision, I suppose. There they go. Now they're starting to move out. Boo checks the 3rd, sees no CC, doesn't want to bother losing any roaches by checking the wall. He's got an okay amount of roaches. Is he just going to stick on roaches? Well, he's getting melee upgrades, so probably not. Roach speed is finished, but no spire or anything else yet. Just roach and baneling nest is all the tech Boo has at this moment in time. Yeah, Canary producing tanks steadily out of 1 factory, adding on 2 more racks in his 3rd CC now. He's pumping out the Vikings like no tomorrow, man. I mean, looks like he did catch another Overlord, because Boo is supply blocked again. Pretty annoying, but I think Boo has realized what Canary's strategy is here and is keeping his Overlords more safely tucked away inside of his base now, while Vikings spread out across the map looking for Overlords to kill. Extra barracks are done now for Canary. He's floating quite a lot of money, so I think he could stand to throw down even more production than that. Boo's staying pretty on top of it. He's got a decent Roach-Ling force here. Baneling speed is almost done, so probably we're going to see maybe some morphs into Banelings here. It looks like he was expecting the 3rd to be landed already, but it's still morphing into an orbital, so not quite yet. This 6 Viking hit squad patrolling the back alleys behind Boo's base. I mean, if they YOLO'd into Boo's base here, they could find a nice pocket, but there are a couple of queens here, which will be annoying to deal with. Looks like Canary doesn't care, man. He's just going to start targeting down Overlords. Doesn't care if he loses them all. Boy, that's annoying. A lot of queens, though, for Boo coming out to help deal with this. Not going to be quite as successful as Canary would have wanted, I think. Ooh, transfuse on the weakened Overlord, but it still goes down anyway. So, yeah, I don't know about that. Boo is not quite supply blocked, and he's remaking all the Overlords he lost now, so seems like the thing to do is to just keep more open supply than you normally might against this kind of play, and that way you'll be fine. 3 tanks out for Canary, which is an okay number. Oh, almost catches Canary on siege, though. Canary moving out to a more kind of central path between his second and third so that he can think about floating his orbital down, it looks like. But Boo's staying active on his side of the map. Oh, that's awkward. Vikings gonna run into a couple of Hydras that Boo's added on here. Burrow is almost done for Boo, so maybe trying to get a burrowed Ling where the third is gonna go, not sure. Morphin Banelings while his Roaches and Hydras start fighting the tanks. Tanks spread out maybe a little too far, because only 1 or 2 in range here. This is going to be a close fight, I think. Baneling's not getting through until just now. Okay, Baneling hits. 2 tanks still remain, 3 tanks in fact. And all that's left for Boo are Lings. He's lost all of his Roach Hydras here. Canary picks up a weakened tank to save it very nicely. Yeah, I mean, wasn't a great engagement for Boo. He did, kind of reset Canary's army. Tank count is still pretty healthy, though. And I guess Canary will have a harder time securing this third if Boo keeps up the pressure from here. But Boo's third is still not fully droned. Just now are the final drones being added at 15 minutes, so it seems like a little late. He put a lot into that little attack there, and I don't know that he got a whole lot out of it. Yeah, Canary starting to make some SimCity at his, or well, trying to. His SCV's all blocking each other from actually starting the SimCity, but there he goes. Tank count getting replenished here. Both players floating a lot of minerals still. Canary starting. Stim pack almost finished. Combat shields on the way. Looks like Boo's gonna go for another Roachling Bane hit at this third. Don't know how effective it's gonna be. Only one siege tank really in range of the third, so if Boo kind of comes at an angle like this, then he might get something done, or at least avoid taking a lot of losses. Yeah, I think this is kind of an awkward place to worry about where your tanks are. This one could probably be a little more forward, but the number's getting higher now that he'll probably be alright if he starts moving more tanks in that direction. Yeah, looks like it. Canary loading up for a drop. It's got some Marines, and even another drop. Going for a double drop while Boo's army is on the move. Does spot the Roachling Bane ball, maybe thinking twice about using so many medevacs for drops right now. All that's here are tanks. Get some decent shots on all the Lings. The Roaches and Bane. I like how the Roaches are kind of protecting the Banes. They're like in a circle around it. That's kind of cute. But yeah, Boo looking to do something here. Here we go, moving into the third. Going for the tanks. Banelings trying to blow up on the bunker, but the Lings are blocking them. Banelings, thought they were going to go in the mineral line. Not sure what the Banelings are going to do. Now they're going into the mineral line while the Roaches fight the bio ball. Couple of Banelings chasing. Not great hits, but does take care of quite a lot of workers. Boo gets 15 killed there, so that's really nice for him. And he's securing his fourth behind it. Oh wow, it looks like Canary drop in the main finally has arrived. But a lot of Lings and a lot of Queens are there to greet it. Meanwhile, the one on the bottom side got spotted by a handful of Overlords, which Canary tried to take care of, but not quite successful there. Looks like he's thinking of dropping on the high ground here, but no workers at this base for him to target down there. Yeah, interesting game here. Let's see, how are we doing on upgrades? Canary still does not have +1/+1 for his bio. Has +1 weapons for his tanks, which is good. Whereas 2/2 is nearly finished for Boo. So quite the lead there for him. Looks like he's sticking with this Roachling Bane composition. Which is fine, I guess. I mean, you'd think that mutas would probably be a good option here, with how many tanks there are and how few Marines there are compared to it. And there's nothing in the way of missile turrets for Canary right now. So mutas would really be able to exploit that. Another drop loaded up for Canary, another double drop heading over towards the natural, it looks like. Spire has finished and is starting +1 attack, so it looks like Boo heard me from the past. Tries to drop down here onto Boo's fourth with this drop. Gets a little bit of work done. Boo gonna try to throw some spines down, but I worry those are just gonna get picked off. Oh, Canary loses one of the medevacs, and the second medevac only getting like 2 or 3 Marines dropped out of there. So many Queens from Boo, really doing a good job protecting his bases from drops there. Yeah, not not great drops coming out of Canary, unfortunately. It's getting... Oh, some Corruptors as well. Alright, we got Roach Baneling Corruptor. Very, very fun composition to play. You really just do a number on the medevacs. Fun style to see. I don't have much experience with it myself, but when pulled off correctly, it looks really nice. Corruptors basically mutas you don't have to micro as well, so I can definitely see why players prefer to go that way. Canary moving out. His army's about to be caught on siege. Oh no, tanks really bunched up, not even sieging. Trying to run the bio behind the tanks, but yeah, oof, that's rough. Costs Canary the game, that move out. Yeah, that's too bad. That was shaping up to be an interesting game. I think both players having some macro problems at various stages, but didn't quite get to see the full force of the Roachling Bane Corruptor comp, but it's enough to crush through. So cool. All right, Boo's up 1-0. Canary's map pick is again Flagship Damocles. So we'll go ahead and get that loaded up, and we'll see you on the map.
Canary versus Boo.
Alright, and here we are on Flagship Damocles, spawning in the top left corner. One loss away from being eliminated from this tournament. Can he bring it back? It is.
Canary.
And spawning in the bottom left corner, man who is on match point, one win away from advancing out of this group in second. It is.
Boo.
All right, potentially the final game of the night here if Boo seals it up right here. No game 3. So this could be the last game, guys. Then again, maybe Canary does another Hellbat thingy that catches Boo unaware and manages to game back and bring us to game 3. Either way, last time we'll see Flagship Damocles tonight. I'm wondering if maybe now is the time that Canary drops his sick gold base sneaky build, but guess we'll just have to wait and see. Boo going again for that early drone scout, and Canary gonna slam the door in his face preemptively with that half-built supply depot. So good looks there. Deny him as much information as you can. Going for the hatch first again is Boo. Sticking to his guns, not seeing a lot of deviation out of him. I mean, we've seen a couple different styles, I guess. That Roach Lingbane Corruptor last game was the first time we've seen that from Boo in this group. So trying some different styles, but his opener is staying pretty much the same. Looks like this is what he's most comfortable with, even in the face of some potentially scary cheese from Canary, which we haven't seen. You know, that's what he's known best for, and we haven't seen it once in this group today. So that's I'm actually really disappointed about that. Granted, Fission did give up the walkover, so maybe we would have seen some cheese in the TVT matchup if that got played. But yeah, I'm disappointed, to say the least. I think Canary is at his best when he's microing 2 units like nobody else, and as the game goes on, issues with macro just kind of put him more behind. But he's making some bunkers for this Reaper, going back to his Reaper style, which I'm appreciative of. Looks like Boo trying to pull drones to stop this bunker from getting down, but it's can't stop the inevitable. It's getting down. Trying to build a spine behind his natural hatchery, which the Reaper is not going to be able to DPS down. So that spine is going to go up. It's going to finish before that bunker too. So I guess the question is going to be, can Canary pick off the SCV to end the endless repair loop? Second Reaper joining up now, putting some more hits on the spine crawler. Doesn't want to get surrounded though. Sneaks into the bunker, Second bunker is finished, but in the range of the spine crawler. Boo really needs to snipe down that SCV real quick. And he gets it, doesn't get the SCV in the bunker in time, so now Boo just gonna work on these bunkers and make the Reapers go away. I'd probably save these Lings, to be honest, just move the spine up a little bit and let it work on the bunker on its own. Pull back the Queens maybe when they get damaged. Third Reaper's here though. Looks like they're gonna target fire the weakened Queen. Good micro from Canary, keeping that one alive. Does snipe down the Queen at last. Moving into the main now. Looks like they're going to turn around and refocus on this other Queen, but there's a spine there, remember. Got to be careful. Another Queen from the main they're working on. Reaper's just not making up their minds here. Now it looks like they're going to finally pull out, meet up with a fourth Reaper. Is that the last Reaper? Looks like it. So 4 for Canary before he puts down his reactor. Factory's done. Going to swap onto that reactor when it's done, it looks like. Reaper's moving back in. Picking off slowlings. 4 is a good amount of Reapers when it comes to combating slowlings and combating Queens. He's kind of sandwiched between two Queens now, and speed is done for the Lings. Canary looks like he thinks there's a ledge up here, but there really isn't. Yeah, no way for Reapers to hop up and down here, I don't think. So it looks like he gets caught out. That's too bad for him. Looks like Boo has made a swell Lings, and he's... Well, looks like he was thinking about just going for it, but now perhaps thinking better of it. Want to scout for some proxies, maybe? What's he doing? Looks like they were patrolling. Looks like maybe he thought some of those Reapers were not coming from Canary's base, but definitely were. Canary 3cc behind all that, trying desperately to throw up a wall before Boo's Lings get here. Nothing really to defend it except one Hellion and one Marine. You know, it's... I think Boo could stay there and just keep, damaging the wall. Wait for the SCVs to patrol through the building to his side and take him out. But looks like Boo's thinking better of it. He did get a Baneling nest, right? Yep. So he is morphing Banelings. So it looks like he's just going to try to bust on through this awkward wall. Only 2 Marines can hop into this bunker. Engineering base. They've got more health than supply depots, so... Oh, wow. The double wall. But it's not quite ready in time, and does manage to bust through with the Banes. All the Banes are gone, though. Just the Lings remaining. Surrounding Hellions, fighting the workers. Hellion has a really nice... had a really nice place right between the 2 minerals, but looks like Canary's going to forfeit it and try to get back up into his main. A lot of SCVs going down here, it looks like. 12 killed in total by Boo. There's a good amount of Hellions out now. They'll be able to clean up these Lings, though. And he does reseal the wall, finally. This SCV feeling a little trapped, but Depot can be lowered to let him out. Boo still has quite a few Lings left over. Looks like he made 1 too many rounds of reinforcements that he wasn't quite ready to commit to. And throws down a Roach Warren. His natural saturation is looking real sketchy at the moment. Probably worth it to get all those worker kills, but... Yeah, as soon as this CC finishes and gets turned into an orbital, Canary will have triple mule, so probably, if we look at the income here in a second, it's going to be in Canary's favor. It already is, for that matter, despite being 10 workers behind. So that's the thing about mules, man. Thank God they're getting removed and or nerfed and or whatever in this game. Third hatch going down for Boo as his lair's on the way. Starting to take his other gases now, finally. His Lings are positioned in such a way that I'm not sure if he's thinking of going for another bust or just trying to prevent any SCVs from going down to the third or anything like that. I mean, that works against Protoss, but since Terran buildings can just fly, it's not so great. Huge hole in the wall while this command center is lifted. He can't... Yeah, Canary, if he wants to move that CC down, he's got to fill that wall in pretty quick or else. Hellions sneak on by the Lings. What does Boo have at home to defend this? 8 Roaches on the way. If Canary went for it now, though, they won't be out in time. He's being a little too cautious, I think. Yep. Lings do come and rejoin. A decent amount of Lings could get all roasted by this Hellion ball if he's not careful. Well, Canary just going to try to throw some shots on the third here, but now that the Roaches are out, I don't think these Hellions are going to be too effective. Still could potentially get some Ling kills if Boo tries to engage with the Lings. Oh boy, Ling barbecue. Yeah, so I mean, these Hellions. Oh, Blue Flame done now, but still can't really contest with the roaches. What he should do is probably loop around and try to run by. But looks like he's just wants to go home with him. Third still sitting at the wall, not going down to the second. But his SCV saturation on his natural is still pretty low. Looks like he's missing a few SCV rounds, but Spire started for Boo. He's got full 2-base saturation now. Probably going to throw a couple rounds of drones on his third here in a second while he waits for the Spire to finish. And then I guess we'll be seeing standard Mutaling Bane play out of him. Canary salvages a bunker to get back into his own base because he built depots, but the things that were not depots were blocking those depots. So Boo, Poop, and Creep on the third. So Canary's going to have to deal with that before he can ever take a third. And he's got a small handful of things that shoot up. Mostly tanks and Hellions at this point. Boy, the Hellion numbers are getting out of hand. Does he have an armory? He does, so these could potentially switch over to Hellbats. Yeah, Boo's got a small handful of roaches and defensive banes. Spire is done. Small amount of mutas in the mail. Looks like his gas and his minerals are a little out of whack. Wow, really no mineral saturation at his third, just getting gas off it. So that's a little interesting. But this massive Hellion parade is on the way, so maybe it's all for the best, because if he did have full saturation on this third, probably would get barbecued right here. He does have a okay number of queens on this side of the map. A massive Hellbat transformation. Small amount of mutas fly in to try and deal with it, but there's a muta for every marine right here, so we probably can't get too much done. A couple of siege tanks going to be helpful, and he did pull some SCVs for repair. Blue Flame Hellbats, man, pretty scary, and that is quite a lot of them. Boo morphing Banelings like a madman. If he gets good hits, he could stop it in its tracks. I don't know that he has. He does have Baneling speed, so on creep he could take a good engagement. Banelings rolling in, get some pretty damn good hits, all things told. Still a lot of Hellbats left over, but no Marines to shoot up at these mutas. So even if all the roaches do die, mutas will eventually clean it up. And looks like exactly that has happened. Boo, dancing his roaches, dancing his lings. He knows he's done it. Nothing left for him to be scared of here. All Canary has is a natural with no workers at it, small amount of Hellions and Widow Mines. And I think Boo can just go for it at this point. No third landed for Canary. It's still at home. He can do pretty much whatever he wants from this point. And to Canary's credit, he did kill the third, so Boo's going to have to rebuild that. But in the meantime, he can just produce army off 2-base and just kill him, I think. Widowmine gets a shot on the Mutalis. Not enough to really change the tide of battle. And Canary GG's. That's it. He's done. He taps out. And that means Boo advances second in the group. So we've got WyScion and Boo going out first and second respectively out of Group D. Canary and Fission we now have to say goodbye to, unfortunately. It's a damn shame. Would have loved to see some more Terrans make it to the round of 8, because we still have yet to see a single TVP in this entire tournament. If Lando advances out of Group A to the round of 8, then I think he's guaranteed to play a TVP at this point. So if you're a TVP fan, give Lando your cheer, because that is our last shot to see one in this tournament as far as I know. But yeah, fun group, fun games. Really enjoyed game 1 of WyScion versus Fission. That was super cool to cast. Boo got kind of ruled by Scion in the winners match there. Poor guy. ZVZ's hard matchup, man. And then these Canary Boo series were just real strange. Just a lot of interesting stuff going on. But credit to Boo, he kept his head. You know, a lot of people, when they face Canary, they just get so tilted because they don't know what they're looking at, and Canary does all these weird builds, Mass Hellion, or, and they just aren't used to playing against it, and they just get frustrated and make all kinds of weird choices. But Boo played very, very well, considering. Very diligent with his scouting, maybe too diligent in some places, and just relying on safe macro play for the most part, and it saw him through. So, well played, Boo. Well played, WyScion. Nice try, Canary and Fission. There's always next time. So I guess we're done. I guess that's today's broadcast. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We do have another group coming up probably next week. I'd like to do it early, maybe Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. I've got to find some casters because this solo casting thing is no bueno. But yeah, that'll be Group C, I think, which is Hannibal, Manipulation, Blink SCV, and is that the Einherjar group? Hang on. I don't know why I'm trying to go off memory. I'll just look it up. Okay, so we've got, yeah, it'll be Group C. Yep, Manipulation, Hannibal, Blink SCV. Oh, and G-Dog Casey was in that group. So ZVPs abound, and maybe some mirror matchups depending on how things shake out there. Because we've casted Group B and D already. So Group C is ready to go. Group A, we're still waiting on some results, so it'll maybe a little bit longer before we get to see that one. But Group C, I'm shooting to cast Monday or Tuesday, if I find some casters. So stay tuned for that. And let's take a look at how the round of 8 playoff bracket's shaping up so far. So far, it's looking pretty good. Exiled is awaiting the first place of Group A. On the top side of the bracket, then right below him, WyScion, and the second place of Group C, which we will see on Monday or Tuesday. Then below him, Lucid awaits the second place finisher in Group A on the bottom side of the bracket, and below that, we've got now Boo awaiting first place from Group C. So at this moment in time, we've got 2 Protoss and 2 Zerg, is that right? Yep. So no Terrans making it to the round of 8 yet, unfortunately. And since Canary and Fission have been eliminated, Lando remains the single Terran hope. All right, well, that does it for tonight, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully the cast was tolerable. Apologies again for the solo cast. I just couldn't find 2 people to get on Skype here, so the show must go on. But yeah, I guess that's it. We'll see you Monday or Tuesday night. Stay tuned to Team Chat to find out the exact date on that. But until next time, I've been ALLIN Harlock, and I bid you adieu. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
The device has been modified. The device has